Okay, Bruce, back at you. Targeted wealth creation. Okay, what is interesting? I called this one out. I had a couple comments and said, do they have to balance? So, as I suspected, title kind of blew it. Well, it turns out that they're showing the execution on 614. So I was thinking that the people that push the intraday trades up just forgot it, but it looks like the fund manager forgot it. So what that means is, remember I said they didn't match? They had 25,185, but they were short 9,660 contracts. And I'm like, well, they never don't match all of the weeklies with the volume that they have in the synthetic. So they didn't touch the synthetic, and they sold all of their weeklies from 614. So I'm like, and then they wrote new ones, but the total was 9,000, a big, percentage, almost half, right? Maybe a 60-40, and they literally didn't have it. Okay, and sure enough, today on their updates, they submitted what it was. They had sold, or they did on 614, 9,660, and they sold it at a strike price of 257.50. I wasn't going to drag a single transaction over here. I can just walk you through it, right, on what happened. And that's the situation here that those little boogers did. They just didn't do it sort of on the right setup. But that's good revenue for us. So let's jump out here. That was the single trade. So when we add that trade, we now are, let me make sure I got June all updated. Yes, so let me go back and tell you. So I always skip that sometimes. So what happened? Well, we went from 247.64 to 244.5. So kind of like, well, Misty went up. I'll push that video out. I've already created it. I just need to render it and push it out. Now they went up like 0.74%. This one was down 1.27, and CONY was only down 1.04. So we did a little better, closed at 21.86. All right. So they wrote this 257.50 and got $2.40, but it's the amount of contracts. So it's a nice little 2,308,000. So when you add all our weeklies now we're back up to 5, 6, 7, like 7 million worth, right? We're at this 2150, 25,185. So we match the synthetics, right? We've had those on for a while, but we want to always match that total. It's a balancing thing. I mean, they don't really want to be out of balance because their prospectus talks about what their methodology is, so they like to keep that balance so that if this fund had a bad situation, somebody said, hey, you said you were going to do this and you were going to cover by your weeklies, and then you didn't cover, you didn't cover with an equal amount. Why is that when you always do that? So they're almost always going to catch that up. It's kind of like a mistake and they just fix it. So it's no damage done by waiting a day. So what do we look like on our holdings? So I need to do this the way I do it on Misty, but I left these in here. Or actually I didn't. I went ahead and updated this with all the newbies. But what we did is we basically had already on Thursday captured everything. We just added the additional one. So we look pretty good here. This is our new numbers, and we're ahead of the game by 5.33 cents or percent going into the new week. Sometimes we write all this stuff on Friday. In this case, the only one we wrote, right, because we rolled early. So we're Are we up? No, we got 244 on that, right? And it's now 355. So we're behind on that guy. You have to look subtly with a negative. But collectively, because we have 10,000, we have 5,000, and we're winning 28% and 33.87 on 2 million, 3.4. And then we're losing on this one. So we got a net where we've collected 7.2 and we'd have to pay 6.9 to buy back. So just FYI. So where are we on fair value, right? When we look, we added shares, and I think this was the one that sold shares. So they're back up for those of you that care. Because it's rare to see popular funds lose share count, but eventually over time they're going to, they are going to have sell-off periods and buys, but when they're newer, they're going to stay flat, add, stay flat, add, right? But now we're getting in a sense that somebody says, I'm going to go to YMAX, for more safety, or, so you're going to see some shifting around as the knowledge base of the investors and the amount of information on YieldMax gets out there. So we are still setting on, did I do this one right? 14, 8, and 20. Yeah, we've got quite a big behind the 8 ball on our synthetic. But otherwise, we're looking really good at capturing and collecting on our, so that's nothing new after we rolled to the 1550. We've got this loss. So let's take a look on, again at the weekly. So now we're spread out, right? This is probably the best laddering I've seen in a long time from the fund manager. So good job on that. Right, we got a 7, 8, and a 5%er, and we're setting at 244. I mean, we certainly could get there, and we kind of want CONY and Misty to run so that those synthetics start performing, even at the sense of losing sometimes on the weeklies. Because if they run 10, 12, 14% in a week, and a big bull 15, 20, you're going to lose on your weeklies, but you're going to make a lot on the synthetic. All right, so there's our 5.33, right? And this is the wrong number, so I'll update this number come Monday to what the right amount sold is on the new ones. But at least I have all the strikes, and they add up to the same number. That's why I knew there was 9,660 missing. So your YouTuber's on it for you guys. Okay. So let's look at payments. There's not a whole lot else to tell you on this. All right, and this is not bad news at all, right? I've got us at, I didn't show you the, I wasn't scrolling before. Here's the up. And actually, was it 5? Yeah, that's what I'm showing. Did my holdings show 5? When I do Misty and CONY, I remember one number and it just, yeah, we did 500,000. Good job, CONY, because I think it had dropped 3. Let me look at those numbers on the June tab where I track it daily. Yeah, look, we were 28.1 on 6/12, and then we dropped to 27.8, so we lost 350, right, in share total. And then as of 14, we went up 500,000. So it's a net gain from 12 of 150, so we gained 150,000 shares when you look at, we lost here and we added here. So it's a net win on that. So CONY's looking pretty good. Let's look at the payment. I'm seeing that, this has been outstanding. That's what's really saving us and saying total income is $1.69. We're narrowing this down. I'm only showing $1 now. Right? And you see where the dollar would come from. You've got 28,300,000 shares, and the short call income, and think of it as a loss. It's a positive number, which means we want a negative number here. You can see how that's $1, right? 288 is so close to 300 in rounding. So if we can chip away, which we absolutely can, we can probably on these weeklies just narrow that down to no loss at all. It would take, some outstanding weeks. I can see 2 more weeks getting us, we'll probably get to 24 or 25. But then it becomes the real question. If we want a bigger payout and get back into the $2, we need to hit it on the synthetic, which will kill a little bit over here, but not impact it too bad. So CONY is looking better than Misty at the moment. That's what I got for you guys. We got 18 trading days, 18 calendar days to the next declaration and 23 days till payout. All right. Okay, that's what I got for you on CONY. Have a great weekend. Again, not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for fun and entertainment. Hope you are entertained. Bye, y'all.